Moving on from here, here's another article from MMA Junkie. Tony Ferguson calls for December showdown with UFC 242 title winner. If you don't know who he's talking about there, he's talking about Khabib and Dustin, obviously. And this was in an interview that he did earlier this week on Ariel Helwani's MMA show on ESPN. Reading into this article, Tony Ferguson hopes Dustin Poirier gets a piece of Khabib Nurmagomedov and puts him away at UFC 242 to set up a good old American battle royale in December. The ex-interim UFC lightweight champion stumped for a fight against the winner of the September 7th title unifier, saying he's earned it with a 12-fight win streak. I don't think anybody denies that. He is by far, the fact that this man is 15-1 in the UFC, one of the most exciting fighters the sport's ever seen, and has just been so dominant for so long, 12-fight win streak, and has still, to this day, never fought for an undisputed title, is just insane. Ferguson indicated a preference toward facing the current interim lightweight champion, but he also welcomed a long-awaited showdown with undisputed title holder Nurmagomedov, whom he's been scheduled to fight on 4 occasions at the end of the year. And yeah, that's what's just so amazing about the Khabib and Tony fight. And if Khabib gets through Dustin, I think that sets up maybe the biggest and most important fight in UFC history, MMA history at that. I know that's a strong statement, but when we look at this is notoriously for a long time been considered the most talent-rich, talent-packed division in the sport. And here you have 2 men who have literally cleared out the entire division, have been set up to fight 4 different times. Every time it falls through, whether it's a last-second weight issue on Khabib's part or Tony tripping over a wire a week before the fight, every time it happens and it gets delayed by some freak accident or some unfortunate occurrence, every time it gets better. Every time the fight gets better. It gets more important. It gets more necessary to happen. It gets more exciting to happen. And I can't. The thought of them actually getting in the cage and fighting is very exciting to me. And there's been a lot of talk about Conor McGregor, and Dana has made it very clear that he's interested in a rematch with Tony with Khabib and Conor. And I'm sure he is. That's big money, but they got to do something with Tony Ferguson. And if they're not going to give Tony the winner of this fight, which I think they obviously should, I think December's a good time frame for it, then they need to make Tony versus Conor. If they want Conor to fight Khabib after this, if Khabib gets through Dustin, then they got to do something with Tony. Then they need to at least make Conor earn it and put him in there with Tony. I think what's more likely is I think Conor's probably going to end up looking at the winner of Cerrone and Gaethje, and I think Tony will get the winner of this. I think December is a good time frame.